The twisted, surgically attached extraneous arm of the master homunculus inserted another thin needle directly into a ganglia of the hulking figure that was his prisoner. Yorian Rakarth looked down at the specimen and was surprised when he didn't wince even once at this direct attack on his nervous system. Well, his surprise was short-lived, as he remembered his many previous vivisections of the Monkai Emperor's angels. Some would spend days on his table before finally succumbing to the madness of their situation. Some took weeks, but the rare ones, the ones he enjoyed working on the most, would never despair until they started to see their lives flash before them. These subjects would realize that they were dying as a Xenos monster's plaything, and Yorian could tell when they were reliving these memories. His long career as the head of the Masters of the Flesh Coven had taught him that when a subject's eyes are forced open by an eye speculum, their pupils would dance in certain ways that almost conveyed a language of innermost thoughts. The way they would swerve around and constrict and contract, looking at things to the side or above as if they were actually there, became a pattern that Yorian would recognize. But this subject was special. The large monkey of the Adeptus Astartes never so much as flinched as Yorian studied him. No groan of agony, no scream of pain, not even the occasional and off-putting moan of pleasure. And what brought Yorian to the monomolecular edge of annoyance was that this Space Marine's eyes were staring directly at him while he worked. Yorian would rather have such an uncooperative subject's eyes removed, but this particular monkey was incredibly important to him, and, to a subjectively lesser extent, the drukhari as a whole. The monkey was recently designated as a prime target for capture by the Supreme Overlord of Kamarog. As for what reason, Yorian had already figured out using what knowledge he had within the many surgically enhanced folds of his brain. His knowledge about the Space Marine chapter designated as the Grey Knights led him to believe he was trying to find how a monkey, of all sapient low-life creatures, could possibly have such an unbendable will of mind and spirit. The orders from Asdrubal Vecht came after he had correctly guessed why this prisoner was suddenly a prime target, and how he ended up in the clutches of his coven. Yorian placed down the sonic scalpel in his hand on the surgical tray, and looked at the object in the stasis field at the other end of the room. A sword was locked inside, floating as it was trapped in time. At least, it looked like it was to anyone else who observed it. But to Yorian, the sword was moving slightly, micrometer by micrometer, and the eyes of Garen Crow saw his torturer's unease.